Hello, everyone. We are back. For anyone who's watching this, the reason why I say we are back, and you might hear a lot of references to back, learn a valuable lesson today. I cannot be uploading videos on my phone at the same time doing a live. Why? Because that won't work. It kept buffering left and right. So if you're watching this, when you get on here live, let me know if it's buffering. If not, so I do want to apologize to everybody who was watching earlier. Sorry all the buffering, but now we got this thing under control. For any of those who are watching this Memorex, we have giveaways, and I want to thank you for being a part of this giveaways. This time is going to be one of the bracelets. Just type bracelet down in the comments, and you'll be in the running. So if you're coming back, if you was with me before, just let me know that you're back. I appreciate it, and I appreciate your patience. If you're not a part of this, I want you to subscribe. If you're not a member, a subscriber here, go ahead and subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. Um, I don't want to drown everybody, but I got to tell some of the stuff that I said before, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to repeat some things. So let me go ahead and just get through the repeats. I was telling everybody about my year first. I was telling everybody how, and I'm going to give a shorter version this time. After going through a divorce, my credit score plummeted. It was already a little bit low because I was taking all the bad stuff and letting her keep the good stuff. That way, in a marriage, you want to balance it like that. But after everything was over, I messed up. My credit was pretty low. I started working on it, built it up, got into the 600s. She filed bankruptcy, added some accounts that we were both still attached to. It knocked my score back down. I've been doing some things over the last like 6 months. Boom, my credit score is back up again. Why? Because it's about wisdom. It's about the wisdom to be able to know what to do. And as I said before, one of the things to help fix your credit is a 609 letter. It's a letter that basically you dispute different things. Let me tell you what you can dispute on this letter. You can dispute your collections. You dispute your addresses. If you have multiple addresses on there, you need to get those addresses off. That could be 11, 20 points right there just by getting rid of a bunch of addresses, old addresses that you have. Any slow pays, dispute the slow pays, liens, anything. You can dispute any and everything with this letter. Just go to coachrenz.com, COACHRENZ.com. Click on life coaching or business coaching, and you'll see where you can download this letter. And the instructions are on there as well. Not on the letter, but on the website. Download the letter, get your credit report, list everything that needs to be listed, send it to all three credit agencies. Um, Here's one thing that you should know though: if you have something that's owned by a collection agency, don't dispute it and say that it doesn't exist. Dispute it and say no contract. Especially now, that's only if now when the creditors are calling, don't answer the phone, don't talk to them. The moment you acknowledge that the debt is yours and then you try to write no contract, too bad, too late, because they have that audio of you acknowledging that you owe them the debt, but you don't owe a collection agency anything. So let's say, for instance, you had a Best Buy card. You charged that thing up $2,000. You was paying it. Now it's down at $1,200. But you went through a hardship. Now a collection company has come in and they bought that collection. They bought that your charge off. Your agreement was with Best Buy. Your agreement was not with the collection company. So according to the Fair Credit Act, you don't owe the collection company a dime. But if the collection company calls you and say, "Hey, we're collecting for this debt that you owe to Best Buy," and they say we are collecting from it, and this is an attempt to collect the debt. Are you, whoever your name is? Let's say I'm gonna use me. Are you Larenzo Reid? And if I say yes, I am. You owe this debt with Best Buy that we're collecting for. Yes, I owe that debt. Now you owe the debt to them. So now they have the right to collect that debt from you and to maintain it on your credit report. So don't ever admit to the debt when it's a collection company. I don't even talk to them. And then I would send them letters that do not even call me. There's a letter you can send, a regular form letter saying, do not attempt to call me anymore. Only contact me through mail, right? But as long as you don't acknowledge that you owe that debt, you write no contract on your dispute for a collection, it should take that off. Now there are some other steps, 3, 4, 5 steps. If that doesn't work, there are a couple of more steps that you can take in order to get rid of these people. But that's something that you write on there. Oh, and guys, let me know if this is buffering like it was last time. Okay, when you get on here. So you can do that on your collecting. On the addresses, all you're simply doing is you're telling the credit bureaus to, you're no longer at this address, that address, this address. You want to get rid of those. If you have like 5, 6 addresses, that are listed on your credit report. Get rid of those too many addresses, and you just tell them you want it removed. Just tell them you want the slow the slow pays removed, and they should remove most of those as well. Um, Let me go through a couple of things that'll help you to build your credit. If you saw the video I did about getting a, um, sorry, but getting a bridge loan, or not a bridge loan, that's what you need for a business, but getting a secured loan, basically it's a secured loan, a pledge loan. It was what I did at Navy Federal. Did a pledge loan for $1,000. They bumped my credit score up by 84 points. Basically, I gave them $1,000. They put it into a savings account that's earning interest. They gave me a check for $1,000 as a loan, so I had my money back immediately. I went and did what I needed to do with that money, and I paid them a monthly amount. I'm in good standing with them, of course, and then it gave me an 84-point boost on my credit score. All right. I go out and get you like 3 secured credit cards, $300, $500, $1,000, and then use them, but use them sparingly. Use it, pay it off at the end of the month. Use it, pay it off at the end of the month. After 6 months, they're going to give you that money back. But you use it, pay it off. Keep your credit usage low. You want to keep it below 30%. Preferably, you just want to pay it off at the end of the month. You just want the usage. You don't want um, the credit debt to income ratio. You don't want that to be up, especially if you have plans for buying a house later. Because when you buy a house or any property, you buy a residential property, they want to make sure that the mortgage doesn't cause you to be more than 40% of your debt to income ratio. So you want to keep your debt to income ratio low. But those secured credit cards will help build your credit. If you need a car, motorcycle, whatever, go buy one of those. You need a long-term credit line. So buy a car, but get something that you can afford. Don't go out there and buy something crazy. A lot of people get their tax returns right now. They go out and buy crazy stuff. Don't go crazy with it. You got to remember, you're not buying a car for the sake of buying a car. You're buying a car to build your credit. Or you're buying I'm going to buy a motorcycle next month. You're going to buy a motorcycle to build your credit. It is not about you having something that you want. Um, if you're establishing business credit, go get you 3 open lines of business credit. Go get a Home Depot. And even if it's personal or business for this one, I was working better, great. So for personal or business, go to Home Depot, go to Lowe's, go to anybody that has a 30-day pay and get you a credit card or get a 30-day pay account. Now, if you're doing it for a business, you're going to need an EIN number. Well, you got to get your state stuff, get an EIN number, and you can establish that, and then they'll start reporting on your business. You go get some light bulbs, you pay it off in 30 days. You go get some bags, you pay it off in 30 days. You can even do this with Walmart and any of those places. They set up business trade lines as well. So if you got a business, you want to set up trade lines like that to help build your business credit, because at some point you don't want to be the personal guarantor of your business, because then when you want to buy things personally, that is part of your debt to income ratio. But then depending upon how you set up your business, then you can make that work for you as well. But then that comes to setting up your business. But everybody should set up their business. Let me tell you one thing about how rich people, they drive well. They don't put a bunch of stuff on the personal. Like, most people will buy a house through their personal credit. Stop buying stuff through your person. Buy set. When I was with this one friend of mine, he was building a company, a knowledge management company. We used to always tell people, run your life like a major corporation. You got to run your life like a major corporation. Major corporations don't. The executives, the people who own it, the house is owned by the company. It's not owned by the individual. They keep their liabilities, personal liabilities, incredibly low. Incredibly low. Um, I'm going to be moving personally, but my businesses will still be here in Atlanta. I open business in other places, because that is all about the system that I built. It's not about me. But when I move, and if I decide I want to buy a house or buy a condo, because I don't really want a house, I'd rather buy a condo and live in a city, I'm not going to buy it. My company is going to buy it. My company will own that property. All right, not me. I don't want to own it personally. And then if I ever get to a point of retirement and saying, okay, I'm gonna step away, let my kids run it, then I will buy the property for $1 from the company. All right, free and clear. That's how rich people drive it. That's how they do it. That's what they do. Right, and we got to start thinking the same way. So if you have a, let's say you have a hobby, and your hobby, I don't know, you make T-shirts, you make furniture, you have a service that you provide, whatever it is, set it up like a major corporation. Go and get your LLC and set that thing up. Put shares on it, own the shares of the company, but then build your trade line, build the credit of your company. It may take you a year or 2 years to build your company's credit. Now, as you build your company's credit and that goes up, then when you want to buy a house, let your company buy the house. Let your company buy it. When you're going out to dinner with the wife, talk business and write it off. That's right. I write off everything. I write off all that stuff. Go on vacation. When I went to Texas in February, we talked business. I went and scouted out some locations for future gourmet popcorn shops and ice cream, gourmet popcorn and ice cream shop. I scouted out territory. Literally, I mean, I did it for real, but I would do it anyway. That whole trip to Texas is a tax write off for this year, right? So I can write that off. But um, you want to buy. Right now, I'm building both my personal credit and my business credit, right? So I'm building both of them, right? So I'll buy things in my personal, then I'll buy things in my business. But as my business credit grows, more things will be purchased on my business credit. All right, because I'm going to protect me, and then allow the business to take on the liability of most things. And then that way, you want to have write-offs. But here's the thing about your business. Now, if you're just doing things as a hobby, not really trying to create a large stream of income from your business, then yeah, you want to write off as many things as you possibly can. But if you know, like I know, see, I knew this year that I will be looking to do some expansion by the end of this year as far as my gourmet popcorn shop. So what I did last year, I didn't write off as many things last year because I need to show a higher profit margin in my 2017 tax returns, so that when I go to the bank or go to whomever I'm going to, um, around September, October, to say give me X amount of dollars, I know I need to show them profit, because they're not going to give you a loan if you're not showing profit. They need to see that you're a profitable company. So I'll be going there. So you got to have a strategy, and that's the thing. We got to get a long term strategy for being able to increase your wealth in your household and increase the wealth that you have. Now, before we got cut off on the last one, we were talking about different types of investments. And one of those investments, we were talking about the 401k plan. So in the in between time, I went out and did a little bit of extra research, uh, just to prove a point. Just to prove a point. So I went into Google, and I want you guys to do this. Anybody watching this video, I want you to do this. Go to Google, and I want you to type in, do rich people invest in 401ks? And then just read a few of the articles. Articles by reputable people too, like CNBC, Quora, Forbes. Go read those. And overwhelmingly, rich people don't invest in 401ks. Overwhelmingly, rich people don't invest in IRAs. This is not just Coach Renz saying this. This is what those who study finances consistently all the time, this is what they research. Now, if you don't have desire to be wealthy, keep doing your 401k. But here's the problem with a 401k. A 401k is a savings plan. Even when your company is matching, it's a savings plan. According to the IRS, a company can only match up to $18,000 a year, or 6% of your income, right? So if a company is matching that, then yeah, and you may have about $800,000. You start doing that when you're 30, you'll have about $800,000 by the time you retire around 66, right? So you got $800,000, but the average person, average retiree, needs about $70,000 to live off of. 10 years, you're broke. You're broke in 10 years. So you die at 76, you broke, right? Now you might have a little bit because you're getting a little Social Security, you're getting a little retirement check, so you might get an extra 5, 6 years out of it. But then here's the question: Do you own your home and only paying taxes on it, or are you still paying a mortgage at 70 years old? Do you own the car, or are you still paying a car note at 70 years old? How's your health? The average person through retirement, a couple, will spend about $200,000 in medical during their retirement. So how's your health? Your health, that could drain that $800,000 just as easily. This is why rich people invest in income-based investments. This is where we have to get our mindset in. Now, if you don't have the mindset to do it, If you don't have the will to do it, the cojones to do it, it's getting ready for Cinco de Mayo, so I can say stuff like that. If you're not in that mindset, you know, don't worry. Don't worry about it. Let's see, what is mind free saying? Because this is Q&A today, and I know I messed this up by doing it wrong, by having it wrong earlier today, so I'm not going to go into everything like I was earlier. $800 when you, 800, ooh, stuff falling. You saying $800 when you're old? I don't know. I don't care. I don't know. I want cash flow now. Right. And you do want cash flow now. Right. And that's one of the things we was talking about. We was talking about like real estate investments earlier. Or if you're investing in somebody else's business in a restaurant or something like that. What you want to invest in something that's going to give you income. Income is the way to invest. Many people go straight into real estate. Real estate is a good one because people are always going to need a place to live. There are other investments, that I tell people about all the time or people question me about. And it's all about, sometimes it's not the sexiest thing to invest in that makes you income. Sometimes it's the practical. It's the practical. Now, real estate is always going to be practical. And you have different strategies for it. Whether you're doing rentals, whether you're doing flips, you got different strategies for it. Whether you're trying to get into contracting and do new construction, you got different strategies for real estate, depending upon what you're trying to do. But at the end of the day, you want income stream. Now, if you're getting into new development, then you want to build a house, sell a house. You get into house flipping, you want to buy the house, flip the house. But you get into rentals, you want to buy the house and rent the house, rent the house, rent the house. I would suggest that you have a mixture of all three. A mixture of all three. As you grow, get into real estate development so you can get them big hits, where you can make like $100,000, off of a development, or 200,000 off a development, and keep growing. But you want income. Income. I had a gentleman, guy I know. Well, I don't know him. I haven't talked to him in 10 years. So, but what I do know is every year he would come back to the States for 3 months. For 3 months he was here. I was his mother used to come to my gym that I own, and I personally trained her. So I would personally train him for those 3 months that he was here. He owned a manufacturing company in Taiwan that made the gloves, latex gloves, and it ain't sexy. It's not sexy, but latex gloves is going to be used. There are so many industries where people are still going to use gloves, and he had other type gloves as well. And so his whole thing was staying up to date on gloves. But he will never go out of business as long as he can keep his clients. As long as he can maintain his edge, he will never go out of business. Because people are always going to use gloves. It's not sexy. You walk around talking, what do you do for a living? Yeah, I own a latex glove manufacturing company. It ain't sexy. It ain't something that people are like, ooh, ah. They may ooh, ah because he live in Thailand and he has a factory over there. Maybe that. But nobody's ooh and ahhing over the fact that you own a latex glove company. We got to get out of the mindset of the sexy. We got to start thinking about the practical. I was talking to one of the people that I mentor earlier today, and she is getting involved with, I'm realizing a lot of my clients are female. That's interesting. But she's into Amazon. She doesn't like doing things that deals with humans as much. She would rather sell products on Amazon. She does she's a car broker as well. So she wants to add some streams of income. So we was talking about Amazon, and of course, people want to go to what's fad and what's hot. No, what's basic? What's something that people are always going to need? Throw me some ideas. I want to know what you guys think. What's things that people are always going to need? You want to make $800 a month, mind free, all right? I can tell you this: anything that mothers buy for their children, sexy or not, will always sell. Any cute little toy holder, bathtub toy holder, paper towels. Actually, while you're playing, no name Rose, while you're playing, there's a guy who's on my Facebook. There's a wholesaler here in Atlanta where you can buy toilet paper and all that kind of stuff. And this guy, every day, he is blasting that I got 48 rolls for X number of dollars. I got this many rolls for that. I got this detergent. And what I do know is that's all he does. That is it. He don't do nothing else. But it's his marketing. It's his marketing that makes him successful, right? That makes it where he's making a living, right? Now I don't know how much he's making, but what I do know is that's all he does, right? And it's all about his marketing. It's all about the way he puts this information out. And when he says that, hey, I'm going to be on this part of town and this is what I got, usually before he gets there, it's all sold. It's all sold. So it's you got to put in work. These things don't just happen overnight. They just don't happen easily, right? So I was telling the young lady, you know, hey, I'm just saying, oftentimes we see something, we see somebody doing it, we don't realize how much effort is being put into it, but we also don't look at the time. See, I've watched this guy do this for over the last like 5 years. I've watched what he's done, and he's been consistent. When I tell you that he posts on Facebook 5 6 times a day, he posts 5 6 times a day. When I tell you he shoot video 2 3 times a day, he shoots video 2 3 times. So let me rephrase it. He posts pictures 4 5 6 times a day. He posts videos 2 3 times a day. He's letting you know what parts of town he's in all day, every day that he's out there. When he gets a new inventory, he's posting on it. When I tell you he's social media, he puts it out there, and he gets his audience. But he's been doing that for about 4 5 years now. That I've at least the 4 5 years I've been paying attention to him. See, that's what I do. I pay attention to people, and I see like, okay, I see the grind, I see the message they're putting out there, and I see their growth. I watch their growth, right? Because I recognize it's all a growth thing. Some people, they look at, so do I make some money off my YouTube ads? I make a little bit. It's not a whole lot, but it could take 5 years for you to build a big enough YouTube audience that you can make, $3 4 thousand a month on YouTube ads. It could take you 5 6 years, right? Or because most of the time people have been posting, then bam, they hit something viral, and then poof, they're off to the races. There's a gentleman that I talked to a few weeks ago. He just blew up on Facebook. I mean, on YouTube. He does movie reviews, talking about Marvel movies and all that kind of stuff. That's how I know of him, because I like talking about those movies as well, but not to the level that he does it, because he just loves it. And he has been making videos for no, he had been making them for 6 years. And then all of a sudden, bam, he just blew up when Black Panther movie came out. He made some great videos, and he's now blown up. He's making $2 3 thousand a month off YouTube, right? Over the last 2 months. Now it's the ability to keep going. Now you keep rolling with that momentum. So what I'm saying, guys, is that whatever it is that you want to get involved in, it doesn't always have to be sexy, but you got to be patient. You got to be willing to put the work in. You have to be willing to put the work in. The reason why I don't mind sharing some of my stories of, like, if you saw the first version of this video before I didn't let it download, because if it was buffering, it was gonna sound messed up. I gave a more detailed about how my credit score, because going through a divorce and being in a bad location, how my credit score went up and down. I don't mind sharing that, because you see me now, and that's been a 2 year process. I don't mind sharing it. It happens. It's life, but it's about having that wisdom to grow it, and then it's about having the proof to be able to say that, hey, this I started at the end of my divorce at 409, right? And then 2 years later, bam, I'm over 700 in my credit score. Hey, I don't mind going through that path, going through that challenge. I don't mind people knowing that my store was in a location that was horrible for 3 years. But then when you see how it emerges and how it grows and how it's built, then it's like, oh wow, if you, it's the journey. You can't be afraid of the journey, and you can't be afraid of what other people may think. So if you have an investment strategy and you go buy that one house, don't be afraid of the journey. Don't worry about the people who like, well, then you got one house, you can't live off that one house. Don't worry about them, because once you hit momentum, then you're going to flow. You get one house, it may take you another year to get a second house. All of a sudden now you got two. Now 6 months you got three. All right, now 3 months after that you got four. Now you can buy a house whenever you want to. You just keep moving it. How much capital do you need to start your popcorn business? That's a good question, and it's incredibly relative to the location and who's the, okay, I'm gonna answer your question. So if you guys feel like I'm self-promoting, get over it. I tried doing regular franchises before. I don't like regular franchises right now. The only way I do franchise right now is to do a corporate-owned franchise model, which means that you would be the investor. I would do all the work. You would own 49% of that branch of the company, that franchise, so to speak. Corporately, we would own 51%. The only reason we're maintaining 51% is because you don't know the industry, and I don't want to fight you over certain things. If you say, "Oh, I think this location is great," and I'm like, "No, it's not. It's not a good location. I've been doing this. I've been to the bad locations. I know what to look for." I'm not going to fight you over it. I'm going to tell you where we're going, what locations we're going to be in. Not that I won't listen. Not that you can't have a good idea. You can. Um, I don't know what city you're in, but you'll know your city better than me, right off the bat. So I'm probably going to listen to you about that. But when it comes down to the location, no, I can't. No. And then if you own 51%, you're like, well, I think we should sell churros. I'm like, no, that's not part of the menu. I think we should sell hot dogs. No, that's not part of the menu. You know, it's kind of like the McDonald's things. When he first started, Ray Kroc first started, people was just adding all kind of crazy stuff to the menu. Got to maintain some levels of control. So that being said, that, hey, I'm on raw fire. Um, it depends on the location. One is gonna there's a $10,000 licensing fee period, right? And what that goes towards is all the stuff that has to be done beforehand. And then it's going to cost about $25,000 just in equipment and setup and all that. And then, depending upon if the space is a build out or if it's already preset, that's we have that cost. I'm just going to throw it, let you know, it's going to roughly cost anywhere from $50,000 to $70,000 in order to open up a gourmet popcorn shop the right way. Now you can throw some junk together, for less than that, but I don't do junk. I don't do junk. Can't do junk. So roughly between $50,000 to $70,000, and that includes your $10,000 licensing fee. The thing about it is that's what it is right now. In about a year, that licensing fee is going to be about $30,000. It's going to be about $30,000 in about a year, and then the cost for building everything and doing everything will go after that. Maybe in 5, 6 years, I'll do regular franchises again, but I have to have a staff in order to before I do that again. I have to do a staff, and that's probably when I won't be living in this country. So that's roughly about what it is. Like I said, some expenses can be cheaper depending upon the location. You move into something that was already that. I moved into a premium spot when I was making my own decisions and not worried about the emotions of other people. I didn't have to do nothing. I just rolled in and it was nice. Right? So how do you find out if it's a good location? Um, well, there's a lot of factors that go into that, and it depends on your type of business as well. Okay, so like what I do, there's a thing called go to work side of the road, go home side of the road. I'm a go home side of the road. A gourmet popcorn shop is not a go to work side of the road. Donut shop, go to work. Breakfast shop, go to work. Gourmet popcorn, come home side of the road. But then it depends on and then some of that depends on what type of the environment you're in. Are you in a housewife heavy, or are you in a work from home heavy environment? So go home side of the road, first thing. Getting in and getting out. Is it hard to get into your business or is it easy to get into your business? Is there a traffic light? Is there a stop sign? How hard is it to get in and out? That makes a determination. How far away are you from the highway? And are you far? And how far away are you from the highway? And are you in a place where those people driving up the highway, they struggle, they pissed off by the time they get to your exit, they don't want to stop unless it's right off the exit. So you have that to consider. So that depends on the area. Now, if it's not supported by highway traffic, then and you're far enough away, then what's the congestion in that area? How many parking spaces are in the plaza? Also, what other businesses are in there? Because you can have plenty of parking spaces, but businesses that take up a ton of parking spaces, or you can not have that many businesses. Who's the anchor? Who's going to help draw traffic into that plaza so people know that you're there and they come? Because you're going to be in a space and people are not going to know you're there. It's going to be a year, 2 years later. Oh, how long you guys been here? You're new? No, I've been here for a year. You're new, been here for 2 years. Oh, I never seen you. You must not be doing any good marketing if I didn't see you. Trust me, people will say stuff like that to you. Like, because you didn't know. That means I wasn't doing any good marketing. I drive past here all the time and never saw you. Been here for 3 years. But, so it's those kinds of things go into it. Then, also, what's the average household income in the area? What type of people live in the area? Like, like if you went to certain areas of Atlanta where it's a huge consciousness of veganism and things like that, depending upon what you're making, that ain't gonna work, right? Then you gotta look at competition. There was this one spot I was looking at, but within a mile, there was two cookie places, there were five yogurt places, there was two cake places, and there was a candy shop, and there was something else I can't remember what it was, but there was like you could get dessert from like 10, 12 different places. So there was too many sweets. Then nobody there. Oh yeah, and there was like two ice cream places. We nobody sold gourmet popcorn, but there was so many other dessert places in the area within a 3 miles that it was like no, you it was dessert heavy. It was so you got to look at your competition. Who's your competition in that area, and then you make your determination based on So you have to take all those things into consideration. What's your visibility from the street? What's your visibility from coming traffic, going away from you traffic? All that. What's the ability to market? Can you do street market? Can you put a banner out there? Can you put the flags out there? Can you get? There are some areas where you can't put a human out there with a flag or with a sign. And please don't do the ones where they get flipping the sign so dang on fast where the people can't even see what they're reading. So it's a ton. I want to open a popcorn place now. How much money you got? That's the question. What city are you in? That's a question. Mind free. What city are you in? And how much money you have to invest also makes a huge difference. And whether or not you want to do the work or you want somebody like me to do the work. Now, you're in Chicago. You can't just say Chicago. That's like me just saying Atlanta. Atlanta's a big old city. That could be north side, south side, east side. Are you down? You talking about putting in downtown Chicago and in the suburb of Chicago? And then with Chicago, you got to fight Garrett's, which it's not like they can win. I mean, because I got plenty of Garrett's customers who go to me now instead of going to them people. And there's one here in Atlanta, and they'll come to me first. All right. So now I would have to do research about the southeast side of Chicago to find out what area is going to work. And there are certain things that people will look for. High income areas don't always mean success. It doesn't. You'll be surprised at how often middle income people are such consumers. They are huge consumers. And since they are huge consumers, they'll generally spend more money than high income people will spend. So high income people may spend more money at a time, but middle class consumers will come more often. So you can find a balance there. Near the border or Indiana. Okay. See now, and that's the thing. There are places, there are some towns, some cities I can go into where I know like I will be the only thing in town. There's a couple of cities here in the South, decent sized city. No one is doing what I do. No one, not one human being is doing what I do, right? Which is one of the things that I look for when I'm investing. I'm like, okay, nobody's doing that over there, so shit, let me go do it. Let me go do it, you know. And for everybody else who's not interested in popcorn shop, that's one thing you look at for investments. Like you look at a town and they don't have something, there's a lack. That's how Apple created a desire for what they had. You can create a desire for what you have, right? So there's parts of town, believe it or not. I was just looking this up while I was waiting for my other videos to load. There are parts of town in Atlanta that would be good for a coffee shop, right? I love coffee. I've already had like 3 cups of coffee a day. Coffee mug sitting over there. I would have another one right now, but I know I don't want to be up too late tonight. But I was just looking at the map of coffee shops around the city of Atlanta, and there's some prime locations where you can build a coffee shop in a middle income area because they don't have anything like that. And if you do it right, keep the right type of security. Don't let vagrancy hang around your spot. You know, you do it the right way. Then you can build out your own niche. So sometimes it's going to a place and building something that no one else has in that area, right? There are areas where there's nothing like a Chipotle or a Five Guys, and if you're close enough and there's the right amount of traffic and the right amount of people, they will come there. And if you do it right, right? You only have about 20K. Whoo, buddy. 20K is, if you have $20,000 and depending upon your credit, then what I would do is I'll take that $20,000, use that as collateral, and if you got good credit, use that as collateral to go get a loan for like 80K, right? That's what I would do with that. Because $20,000, let's just say, I'm not saying it, and I wouldn't even do it. But let's say I was like, okay, tell you what, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take your 20K, and I'm gonna find that space that's already built out. You know, we're gonna do this on a shoestring budget where all we gotta do is just get the lease. You matter of fact, no, it wouldn't work there. But there is a space that I know of here in Atlanta where 20K I could open up a store, right? One, because I don't have to pay a $10,000 license fee, but I could open up a store because I also have extra equipment right now where I have a whole nother store set up of equipment. Um, but I know I would secure the lease. I know it's pretty much already built out. There's not that much I would have to do. So $20,000, there's a location that I could open up. All right, in Atlanta. It's in Atlanta. It ain't up there in Chicago. But it'd be on a shoestring, right? So it would mean that as soon as that it got to get open quick. And even though I would negotiate and get a lease and have at least 3 to 6 months of free rent, um, your electricity bill is going to start coming in. Your water bill, well, you don't pay a water bill, but some of your other bills are going to start coming in. Your POS system bills is going to come in. You got to get your phone and everything set up. It's going to start coming in. Some of these things are going to happen. Then you got all these fees and everything you have to pay, and then you get an employee, and so there's some things you got to pay for. $20,000, I could open up a store in a space like that. So the reason why I can do it, but the main reason is because I already have equipment. I already have equipment and buckets, and I already got a lot of stuff that I would need. You, sir, on the other, sir or ma'am, because I don't know which one you are, will have another challenge. You have to purchase the equipment, and you're talking about $10,000 just in the equipment that you're going to need. And I'm talking about not just the three basic pieces of equipment, then supplies, and then buckets, and then shelving units, well, shelving, and then tins, and so you know, okay. I didn't know. Appreciate that. So you have to think along those lines, and then you still want to have, even though you may have 6 months of free rent, you still want to have working capital. There are so many businesses that get hurt because they don't have working capital. You want to be able to say that, I got 2-3 months of rent saved up. I got 2-3 months of inventory saved up. I got 2-3 months of employee wages saved up, so that if you have a slow start, that you can handle it. Like one of the locations that I know, as soon as I get this current store that I'm working on open, there's 2 other locations that I'm going directly into. As soon as I get the store open, get the people who are working there trained, so about a month later, I'll start working on a second store, right? But with $20,000, I would go get a loan for, 50, 60, 70, $80,000, as much as I can possibly get, you know. I don't know what your whole situation. I don't know if you have property that you can also leverage, but if you're going to do a business like mine, you want to have that kind of money. Then it comes down to the location again. Where are you going to be? What's the situation? The only reason I know that 20,000 work in these other 2 locations is because they have so much traffic already. I know it's going to, you'll be okay. You right off the bat, you're going to start out at least $20,000 a month in gross revenue, and then you grow from there. But if you're in a standalone, you got to draw your own traffic. If the anchor is, depending upon who the anchor is, it may take you 6 months, 8 months before you get to that $15,000 a month, and then it may take you a year before you get to $20,000 a month. So you gotta have some time in there. You gotta have some working capital. So that's what I would do. Yeah, it depends on the location. And then if you're doing your own name, you got to do your own branding, your own marketing. There's a lot that goes into there as well. So there's it's not as easy as when I first thought it was when I first started this back in 2011. When I first started in 2011, and I have learned a ton about this business, about this industry, about food business, period. And those are the kind of things you want to think about. Because even though you can recover, now that's one thing about investing into your future. Recognize that you always can recover. You always can recover. Everything that I'm doing right now can go to hell in a handbasket. And I'm 46 years old. The only thing that's going to be in my brain at that point is recover. Is recover and figure out other streams of income that I can make money. Just recover and go, right? Some of you guys know that I also own I'm part owner of My Naturally Pure, which is a all natural coffee scrub. You know, that's why my skin looks good. But we started that. We're growing it. It's just for me. It's just another stream of income. My job, my responsibility for that company is marketing. That's it. Just all marketing. And I'm not production. I'm not doing nothing else. I'm just doing marketing. Um, but I'm producing that as a stream of income. Um, I started selling these bracelets as just to, because I like selling stuff. It's fun for me. You know, I get a high when people do that. I've been wanting to order some of that. What? Oh, some of the facial scrub. Then go to mynaturallypure.com and order it. It's really. I was at the bank today handling some stuff for Uncle Renz popcorn, and I sold some to some of the people who work there today, and I'm sure they'll be back because one dude, I mean, he was just loving the feel of it. But no, go ahead and buy it. Go order it. It'll make your skin will be so much better. And see, I've had these dark spots under here have gotten less, and my um, now these I got these dark rings around my eyes because my allergies are killing me, and I've been rubbing the heck out of my eyes over the last few days. I'd be so happy when this pollen goes away. This is the worst time of the year for me. But before the spring came, the dark areas around my eyes were lessening and all that kind of stuff. So it's good stuff. It's good stuff. It's all natural though. So we make it as ordered because it's such an all natural product that you know you got to use it. It's not something you can let sit on the shelf for like 6 months and then use. So it's completely. I mean, that thing is so natural, boy. I was like, God, no, you know, you got to use it. But it's good. It's good. It's good. It's good. It's good. I love it. Now I'm hooked on it. Like I'm pretty much scrubbing every other night. I scrub, you know. But that's what I'm saying. And this came out of a simple hobby. You know, that Shay was doing this before she met me. And I thought she was weird because she kept asking me for my coffee grounds. And I was like, why does this woman want my coffee grounds? And then when I found out what it was and it smelled like a girl, I was like, well, okay, I don't like this. It smelled like a girl. Then she decided she made some for guys. And then I liked it. So, of course, I would turn anything into a business. I don't care what it is. I'll whatever you do, I can turn into a business. Now, if somebody wants what you do, somebody wants what you make, and that's the thing about thinking how rich people think, is you turn what you do naturally for fun into something that makes you money, something something that provides a stream of income for you. If you saw that little short video I did earlier today, what I talked about, jumping out of bed and being excited about your day because you know that you're spending your time doing something worthwhile. A video that I posted a little while ago that made me have to do this. It was all about you spending your time wisely because you can't get time back. Time doesn't, you can't, it doesn't come back. Once it's gone, it's gone. So you got to grab hold of all those things. Some of you guys sell stuff that's amazing, right? Some of you guys make things that are amazing. Let me say that. You could. There's a company. Plug it in my little power cable here. They sell socks, right? They sell socks. Well, the guy who started, he loves socks, so he's built it up where they have a sock of the month club, and they're shipping socks, designer socks, and then he gets artists to design socks and pay them a portion of it, of whatever goes out. But it's socks, right? Something that you think, oh, nobody's gonna buy socks. They can just go to the local store, Walmart, Target, whatever, and get some socks. He sells socks and he ships them all over the world. So it may not sound sexy, but it works. I still haven't figured that out. Um, what is it that you love doing? Okay, well, if you haven't figured out what you love doing, do what you like doing. Do what you like doing. See, I just like business, personally. Me, this guy, I just like business. I don't really care what the business is, for the most part. I just like doing business, right? So I would dang near do anything, almost. That's because I like the process of building a business. I'm sorry, I'm adjusting this. I like the process of building a business and making it successful. That's all I like doing. We could have a business. That's why you see me sell bracelets. That's why you see me. I love coaching though. I love coaching. I love coaching. I love running my mouth, as you guys can tell. Um, but I love ice cream and I love treats. That's why I got to go to the gym because I love those kinds of things. Now the thing about it is I do love those things, but I love business more. Right? I love business more than that. I see a gap for coffee shops in my area and in other cities, you know. And to me, what I see is an opportunity, and that's what I want other people. That's one of the things you can see. But figure out what you like to do, and just do that. What you like to do, what you're good at. You're good at something, Tony. I mean, Troy, you're good at something. One of my best friends, his name is Troy. He's an IT guy. He's good at it, and he makes six figures as an IT guy. But he loves cars. So that's why we've been migrating into a car type business over the last 4 years, 4 or 5 years. And I'm just investing in it because I just know it's a good business. Um, what do you think of property management companies? Property management companies are good because there's so many people getting involved in real estate. And the fact of the matter is, all those people who are involved in real estate, many of them are going to recognize that they need a property manager, that trying to manage the properties themselves is too much effort. And that 10% that they could pay is worth paying the 10% to have somebody do all the work, right? So, y'all just heard Shay coming here making all that noise. But, Whatever. This is so a property management company is good. There's a lot of competition, so you got to validate that you're better. You got to say, hey, I'm a property management company. These are this is my plumber. They grade it. They top shelf plumber, top shelf maintenance people. Everything's on there, and this is how I do my marketing to make sure that I keep your place filled. But I'm on time with my evictions. I follow the rules. We get them in, get them out. If there's a problem with them, if something needs to be fixed, we handle it. Collect the money. I'm gonna collect your money. You just got to make yourself better than the average person. What about a tag and title business? Explain that. You talking about car, or you talking about I don't know what a tag and title business is really. Okay, so you're helping people to get their tags and their titles for their cars. That's interesting. I didn't know people needed help to figure that out. That's something that if like you were my client and you said you want to get involved in a tag and title company, I would spend like so many hours. No, you open up a shop. A shop that gives people their tags and titles? Or you're doing, I would have to understand more about what you're talking about. Because I know in different states we have different rules. Because here in Georgia, if you need your tag and title, it's all ran by the government, right? So you just you have to go show up at the DMV or the tag office, the tax commissioner's office, and handle that, depending upon what county you're in. But if there's a market, if there's an opportunity, if that's something that people do in your area, then here's the thing about business. Like I said, I love business, right? You're gonna throw them all out there, ain't you, Troy? Inspections are good. Inspections is good. The thing about business is making yourself stand out. Whatever the business you want to do, make yourself stand out. You want to be an inspector? Cool. It's fine. Go do the legwork. Get yourself bonded, get yourself insured, whatever you have to do to be an inspector. Be a tag and title company, do whatever you got to do to get yourself set up. But then make yourself stand out, right? I see so many people not paying attention to where people are paying attention to. If I wanted to set up that kind of business and I want to be an inspector, right? I'm going to, of course, other inspectors go to every real estate agent they possibly can, but I'm going to the real estate agents. I'm going to the tax commissioner's website. I'm looking up all the buyers, the people who buy properties, who've been going to the auction. I'm getting their contact information. I'm going to let all those people know that I'm an inspector. I'm letting everybody I possibly can know I'm an inspector. And then I want to find out what it is that they're looking for and they look at. And if they're looking for and looking at things, then I want to be available in that area. What are they, what is interesting to them? I'm on all the social media groups that deal with what they deal with. It's all about getting their attention, right? I'm writing blogs about different things that inspect, 10 top 10 things inspectors miss. I'm doing video blogs, I'm doing actual blogs, I'm doing like videos showing me doing my inspection and how detailed I am, that sort of thing. I'm doing all these things to make sure people say that, damn, if I want to know something about inspecting, if I want a good inspector, I want somebody who's going to look out for my property so I can maximize my investment. I need that dude right there. Because, oh, let me tell you. So my kid's uncle on their mother's side, he was a real estate agent, right, for a long time. This joker will make you hate a house, right? Make you hate buying a house. Couldn't stand going with him, right? Because you go see a house, you loving the house. Russell will find everything wrong with that daggone house. And he be pointing out stuff that was second generation this and grandfather that. And oh, like I found a house. I was like, oh, I love this house. And then Russell's like, well, it is and that and that and this and that. I'm like, God, dog, I hate you. You go find another house. And he's just like, well, yes, this is great, but this, that, and that. I hated that joke. And I used to tell him, I said, bro, why don't you be an inspector? Because you're killing me. Can't even buy a house and be happy about it. Let me buy the problem. I want to buy the problems. But, he was family, so I didn't, mess with him. But I'm just saying, he was so detail oriented that you knew that when he did approve a house, that was a good house, that was a good property. So if you make yourself stand out, no matter what you're doing. If you was doing basket weaving, make your basket weaves stand out. Make it the best ones. Yeah, there can be 100 people doing it. There could be 1,000 people doing it. But so what? Your only goal is to outrun them. Never be the slowest. Never be the one in the back. You think about it. When the cheetah is chasing the antelope, they don't catch the ones in front. They don't catch the ones in the middle. They catch the one who runs slowest. So like, I forgot the dude's name. E.T. He was like, don't be the slowest gazelle. Don't be the slowest gazelle. Carve out your niche. Get your people who buy from you. Make yourself the SME, the subject matter expert. You got to be the subject matter expert. You got to demonstrate more information than the other people around you. Whatever it is, you doing the tag and title thing, be the one that can expedite. You know what? There's a guy. When I went to do my business license stuff today in DeKalb County, because I finally got the dang on health department checklist. Took them forever. So I go over there. It's this guy that I saw there 6 years ago. I thought he was opening his own business, but he's an expediter. He all he does is take people like me and say, hey, instead of you making mistakes and having to go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and now you waste a month or you waste 2 months before you can get your certificate of occupancy. I know everything to do on time. They know me, so they're gonna do my stuff first and fast. I can get you open. I can get you all your certifications within like a month or a month and a half. So I can save you a month or 2 months or 3 months. And to a person like me, you save me a month, that's worth $20,000 to me, right? That's worth 20 to 30. Actually, this location that I'm going into, it's worth like $30,000 to me to save me a month. So you save me a month. Do I have a problem paying you $5,000 to expedite my business plan and getting my certifications and my certificate of occupancy? No, it's definitely worth it. And I saw him today, but because I've done this so many times, I'm like, I'm not paying you $5,000 because I know exactly what to do. So, but I see him all the time. That's what he does. He's just an expediter because he learned all the rules and regulations in order to open up a business in that county. So and he does it so well that people, they just come to him. Even the people who work in the business license place will say, you know what? There's John over there. He's an expediter. He'll get your stuff processed through here in a month because they know when he brings the packages, they're gonna be perfect. He knows all the rules. He's like the subject matter expert for DeKalb County when it comes down to getting your business license. So you got to be like that guy, right? You got to become that in whatever you want to do. If you're doing, especially if you're doing a service business, become the subject matter expert. If you're doing a product, then you just got to be able to sell it. You have to be able to sell it. And the beauty of that is that you can create, through that, you can create income for the rest of your life. California recreational cannabis is legal. What is your idea? Not necessarily dealing with cannabis. The best industry to invest of industries to invest. Um, I think our money. All right. I don't smoke weed. I've tried it a few times. Um, Only during certain meditations have I used cannabis for that, which only happens about once or twice a year. So I'm not a subject matter expert on cannabis, but over the last 12 months, I've been doing a lot of research on the cannabis industry. Now, a lot of people are getting caught up into investing into cannabis companies. It's not a bad investment. You just got to be mindful of who you're investing in, right? Right. I think I read, and there was an article a month, 2 months ago that said that California has more cannabis than it has users. So there's an overage of supply in California right now. Right, so you're not going to have right now the same effect that Colorado had. You may not have it. It's going to take a little bit of time. Basically, you got to weed out, pun intended, some of the riffraff. Some of the growers are going to get weeded out. If they have too much of a spot, some growers are going to get weeded out. Weeded out. Some of the shops are going to get weeded out. Some people are going to, and that's good because now you're gonna get down to the nitty gritty. So you can invest. You got to figure out which companies have the potential to grow, right? Marcus Lemonis did a special on CNBC investigating that industry, and it was fascinating. I watched it like 7 or 8 times. Right, very good, good information to get you started on that one, because there are different avenues of approach here. You can look at edibles, you can look at cannabis stores, you can look at growers, right? Uh, so you can there are different areas of focus, the areas of interest that you can look at. You can invest in all three. So first determine what area do you want to invest in. I mean, I'm gonna tell you right now, I've been eyeballing it because there's one company in California, and they're only in San Francisco, and they make a gourmet popcorn you with cannabis. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I don't smoke it, but I see the opportunity because edibles is huge. It's going to be huge. It's already huge. It's already a good market, but it's going to be big because with edibles you don't have the smell. You don't smell like it. One of the things that drive me insane is when somebody I pass somebody and you smell it. I swear I smell cannabis every day when you're driving around the city of Atlanta. Every day I smell cannabis. These jokers be smoking it, but you don't have that smell with edibles, so you don't have to worry about it. But also, edibles give you that body high, from my understanding. Right? From my understanding, gives you a body high. So if I was getting into cannabis, I would get into it on the edible side. Edibles are a little bit more difficult, though, um, because it's not as raw. It's not a raw material. You got to get a butter or got to get an oil. You got to figure out how much to put in and all this kind of stuff. Whereas if you're just selling the cannabis in the store, it's totally different. It's a lot easier. Um, but if you can get your license, I would definitely get involved in it. What you know about popcorn cannabis? Vapor is good. Just gotta hurry up, get in there. If I was doing vapes, I would go to Florida because I think Florida is going to be one of the next states that legalize it. And if you're already established, you're good to go. Thanks, Mind Free. I appreciate that. Thank you. Appreciate that. But yes, a cannabis popcorn would be good. It would be. It would be very interesting. Yeah. I am in preparation for that. You know, an edible cannabis popcorn. And I know that with my recipes, it would be an amazing thing. Oh, hey, Lynette, how you doing? Lynette, did you get my email? Because you said you sent me your order for popcorn, but you didn't tell me the bag sizes. I have to know your bag sizes in order to invoice you for your order. Okay, well, I'm telling you now, I need your bag sizes for your order. If you look at what you sent me, you didn't tell me the bag sizes, so I need that. And don't ask me what was your bag size on the last one. Lynette is amazing, guys. She orders from me every month, and she kills me on these turtles. Okay. Um, no, it's all right. You know I love you. Never love for you, young lady. Um, but vapor is good. I know a lot of people, they do the vaping, they do the hookahs and all that. My oldest girl, she hookahs all the time. She always at some dang hookah bar. Um, but it's good. I mean, you can grab that niche. You can get in. You can get into your area. I would find an area where there's a demand, but there's not many people doing it. So that you don't have as many competition. There's a rule of three. There's a rule of three. Pretty much in every industry, there's three. There's always going to be three. You can have three in an area, right? So, and most of the time when you drive around, you'll notice there's three fast food restaurants will be together. You don't see four. If there's a fourth one, then somebody's hemorrhaging. If somebody's about to go out of business, or somebody's struggling to get by. So usually you can have three. So in vaping, you can have three. I would only do two. I wouldn't get into an area where I'm gonna have where if there's already two, I'm probably gonna leave that alone. Unless one of them, like, I would, a cigar bar is something else that I would be interested in. There's an area of town where I know a cigar bar would be great. There's already a cigar bar there, but they're horrible. It's horrible. I would, and I know that I would go in there and run them out of business simply because I would put something much better, classier, stays open later, better music, better environment. This is like, oh, I just threw some cigars in there, and I just threw a cheap humidor, and I grabbed some of the cheapest tables and chairs I could find, kind of situation, instead of getting that nice leather and that sort of thing. So if you want to do a vape shop, and that's what I'm thinking you're talking about, or you just want to sell the pens, because you can also just sell the pens online. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. You can find suppliers for it through Alibaba, through, I forgot the other company, All something, All State, or not All State, but you know what I mean. It's another wholesaler, worldwide wholesaler. That's a copy of Alibaba. You can you can find vape pens. You can find vape pens. Actually, one of the things that I'm looking at doing, and this is, I made one video just to test it out, but I'm gonna make a bunch of videos called The Crafted Man. I like old school stuff, and I'm a James Bond lover. I'm a Billy D. Williams, lover. I think men got to get back to being classic men. So there's some classic men products and things that I'm going to bring back out. Here's the thing: there's no niche for it. I mean, there's a niche for it. There's nobody really doing it who's put that kind of focus on it. So I can't say that, oh, it is already popular. I'm just gonna do it, right? I can be the one to make it popular. And then there's some other things that are similar. So you can also find do vape pens online. That's a way to sell them. Or if you want to do a shop, find a place that doesn't have it but has a demand for it, right? Or you can create the demand, But it's all about you. You just got to know your industry. You got to know the business, know the industry, know who buys it and why they buy it, and how to attract them. I have a credit card that I owe $1,200 on. How should I handle this? I don't have the I don't have the 1,200. All right, so you have the credit card. You owe 12. What's the limit on the credit card? Is it in collection, or is it just out there? Um, is it a secured credit card, unsecured credit card? How many are you late on it right now? Need some more information. Um, the limit was 1,000, but so you're two. So I'm guessing you got some late fees and all that kind of stuff. That's over it. So you're late, and you don't have the 1,200. Well, you need to pay that $200 to get it down first. Get it from being 100 and whatever, 120% over. Um, so whatever you got to do, you got to find $200 and pay that down. Um, you want to avoid it going into collections, really. You really don't want it to go into collection, because the amount of time that you'll have to wait for the credit card company to sell it to a collection agency, and then to set collection, then to get the collection agency, then to get it dropped from the collection agency. I mean, I wouldn't want to wait. That's 8 months that you may have to wait, and then it depends upon the card. Like, let's say it's one of those companies like Premier Bank. Premier Bank, don't sell their stuff to collection. They keep it themselves in their own in-house, so it will stay on your credit report. So depending upon who owns it, it may not even go to a collection. As Wells Fargo, okay, Wells Fargo will probably sell it to somebody, um, but you gotta understand they sell like they sell their collection, their overdraft, their things like that like once every 6 months. So you might have to wait. It depends on how long you have to wait. So, and I'm sure you want to build your credit. Sometimes you just gotta put your foot in the ground, and dig in. So I would go ahead and I would figure out a way to get at least get that 200 and get that knocked down, or just and just start making some kind of payment. Don't don't wait till you got $200. If you got $20 today, pay $20, right? And just keep paying them. Now, what if your credit score is over 600? Then you could go get a consolidation loan, right? Go get a consolidation loan for that amount or your total credit, and get that loan. Pay off those credit cards, because now that'll put those credit cards in good standing. You'll have this new loan, and now pay that loan on time, so that will be in good standing as well. Now, so if you, but I don't know what your credit score is, right? So, what's your credit score? I don't care nothing about your privacy. I'll ask you a straight question, because I tell you exactly what my credit score is and where it's been and what's happening. I don't care. If you heard the first version of this, when it was buffering all the time, I told people exactly what my credit score was and what I went through over the last year, to fix it, and then somebody messed it up, and then I had to fix it again. Um, you're probably in the high fives. First thing is you need to not be probably. I don't care if you do Credit Karma. You got to know what your credit score is. You should always know what your credit score is. I think Discover, they'll set you up so that you can always know what your credit score is. So you need to know what your credit score is. All right, it's gonna be hard on you, Reginald. Know your god doggone credit score. All right, so get your credit score. Know what it is. Now, once you know what it is, oh well, then why don't be telling me no high fives if you knew what it was? Okay, so 583. You're not in a bad situation. We can work with that. We can work with that. Right. Discover tells you even if it was a secure credit card. So 583, you're not too bad off. Actually, if you can get that 200 paid off, you'll probably get about 10, 12 points, right off that, to get you closer to this, almost 600 or 600. Because once you get 600, you'll be able to go and you can get you can get another loan. Oh, okay, mine free 708. Go ahead. Tell my I ain't gonna tell you that. I'm sure it's dropped because of the credit card. It may have, but if you can get that knocked down, it'll go back up. Start 20, just every week. If you can send $20, trust me, most people. I'm saying you got that. Oh, nah, cause see, my free got that 708. I was gonna say you can do some piggybacking. Do some piggybacking on his credit score, on that 708. Man, dude, if you got a 708 and you got $20,000, you can go and get you a business loan and use your 20,000 as collateral. So you can start a business. You can get into my business. You just gotta utilize what you got. But okay, so since you got you're over, you're close to 600, but you need to get to 600. There are some people who will give you a consolidation at 580, but god dog, man, that interest rate gonna be like loan shark interest rate, like 100%, 200% interest rate. You know, some of them, and I don't even want to send you to those people, right? I don't even want to send you there. I'm not gonna send you there, so I'm not even gonna tell you who some of those companies are. You just don't even just bite the bullet. Every week, send them $20. Send them at least $20 every week, right? Get that paid down. Once your score is 600, then you can go get you a decent rate. It'll probably be like, that ain't even decent. It's gonna be like 26%, 28% on a consolidation, and then you can pay that off and some other credit cards that you may have. I don't know if you do, and then pay on that one, pay on your consolidation loan, and so that you're in good standing, right? But at least those will be show paid off, and you'll still have them. Don't close them. Don't close them. Yeah, you should swallow your pride. I was thinking about just swallow my pride and making some sacrifices and pay it off before the end. Yeah, you should. But just swallow it, get it down where you can go get a new loan, and then pay it off so it's in good standing immediately, and then pay that loan and keep that in good standing, and then that way you're good longer. Coach, you plan on leaving the country? Would you still be offering franchising? Oh yeah, I'll still be franchising Uncle Ren's Popcorn when I leave this country. To me, the world is so much smaller now with internet and all that kind of stuff that, you know, the only reason I'm not in Dubai right now is we'll have a franchise in Dubai is because the guy I was working with and the country of UAE, they require the Emirati owns 51% of the company, and I was like, no, I'm not doing it. And I was working with a guy, he wanted to do it with me in Nigeria, but it was the same situation, and I was like, no, I'm not doing it. So um, before I even leave this country, I'll be in England, and I'll be in other places around America, and I'm giving myself 4 or 5 years. All my kids will be big enough that they'll have their part to play in it. So yeah, we'd definitely be franchising. I'll probably be doing regular franchises by then. Right now, corporate owned franchises. Not that I don't trust anybody, but I don't trust anybody to do it the way I want them to do it. So right now, it's just corporate owned franchises, which is just a license agreement for me to run it the way that I know it should be ran, because I got a brand to build right now. The next 5 years is about building brand, and I don't want to fight anybody and have to close people down like I had to do the guy in Maine. I had to close him down because he kept doing the wrong thing and kept doing everything opposite of what I told him. And then the guy in Orlando kept fighting me and doing the opposite thing. So no, them humans. um, but yeah, we'll still be doing that, and we'll be growing that, and we'll be growing some other companies as well. I'm eyeballing a few things that we'll get involved in the next 5 years. So I'll be driving other people crazy while I'm doing it. They'll be all right though. They'll smile. Um, so, well, the guy in Orlando, he never opened. I never let him even open. I wound up actually sending him his franchise money, his franchise feedback. I didn't have to, but I did anyway because I felt like it was the right thing to do. But I wound up sending his money back because I was just like, no, you hard headed. You don't want to listen. So uh, we couldn't even get down to the point of location. He was dang sure gonna fight me. He was fighting me too much just on the location, and I told him no in his first place, and he just kept on. And I was like, you know what, go do it yourself. At the end of the day, I told him to do it himself, and he did it himself. And 6 months after he opened, he was closed because I told him that location wasn't going to work. And Asha, you know that part of downtown Orlando where every Friday and Saturday they shut the street down. It's like 2-3 blocks. And it's like 5,000-6,000 people just walking around, and most of them can't even go into the bars and stuff. That's where I was trying to put him, but he was being too hard headed. He wanted to go on. It was this like desolate little part of University Avenue. And I was like, no, that's not gonna work. How much money did I send back to him? $10,000, my license fee. Oh, thank you. Um, I appreciate it. That's what I'm here for, to provide some advice. Uh, so, yeah, that was killing me. Wait a minute, Asher, didn't you just order popcorn for me? Yeah, there's people everywhere. Didn't I? Are you the one I just sent popcorn to Tampa, Florida to? I'm just curious if that was you. Because if it was, I'm about to ask you a question. Like, oh, that wasn't you? Okay. Whoever I sent it to in Tampa, they got it today. That's why I was wondering if it was you. Um, I know you got your code names on here. People had their code names on here, so. But yeah, there's people. I've been eyeballing that spot down there. Oh, you're in Ocala. Okay. Ocala. You send the popcorn personally? Yeah, right now. For all the orders, I send them out. Hey Brian, how you doing? Brian Caldwell, like Bobby Caldwell. Sorry, I couldn't help that. But yeah, right now I send the popcorn out myself um, because I don't want to. I'm getting out of working in my business and just work on my business. So things that happen outside the business, I go do. And since the post office is right behind where my store is located, it's real easy. Um, but of course, as I grow, I will not be sending stuff out. Oh, I know where Ocala is. My family does a family vacation every year, and for out of the last 20 years, 17 of those years were in Florida. So we pass Ocala all the time. And I used to live in Brandon, Florida, right outside of Tampa. What's the time? What's the arrival time for the popcorn? Um, like let's say you ordered some popcorn tonight, and if I don't have to, I mean, like tomorrow we got to make some stuff for one order, and we have a wedding that we're getting ready for. Your stuff will probably go out tomorrow, and it's usually depending upon where you are. It could be anywhere from 2 to 3 days. It just depends upon where you are. 2 to 3 days after we ship it, um, but it depends on where you are. And like some people, they ordered on Saturday, so of course it didn't ship till Monday because the post office closed. Right? And I wasn't going to the airport post office because the airport post office would be like packed. I'm not standing in that line, even though it's on my way home. Cool. So you be sending positive lives with the popcorn? Heck yeah, man. You know, I be look. I'm gonna tell y'all something. Don't tell nobody. All right, let's keep this secret. Sometimes after some people leave my store, I gotta burn some white sage in that joint to get them people energy out. So I'll white sage my that shop in a minute, and I'll be over there by the buckets, smudging. Of course, outside the buckets, nothing, no sage is getting in the buckets. I mean, say that for clarity, just in case my health inspector ever looks at this video, to make sure they know. But yeah, I white sage that thing in a heartbeat. Actually, when I took over the space, I white saged the space like for, I think what we did like a week, like every day for a week, just to make sure. Oh yeah, there's some levels here. We got to get some levels going on. So, um, but yeah, we do that. Reginald, where do we buy tickets for the Atlanta lecture next month? Um, that's a good question. Now, as far as I understand, Kevin is supposed to put that on Eventbrite, right? So Kevin's driving this, so I'm putting all the pressure on him. So check Eventbrite to see if he's already loaded it because he was supposed to load it already, but I think it's on Eventbrite. That's going to be interesting because I know I can talk forever, and I know Kevin can talk too. I think it's only supposed to be like a 2 hour event, maybe 3. So it's going to be a challenge to keep a live event to 2 hours before we just get into just being, you know. I know Kevin's going to talk for like 45 minutes to an hour. I'm going to talk for like 45 minutes to an hour, and then we're going to do a Q&A panel. It's my understanding of it thus far. So what he's talking about, that's what, let me make sure I say the right person. That's what Reginald was talking about, is this event that me and Kevin are going to be doing here in the Atlanta area. And we're going to start doing a lot of events here in Atlanta, Charlotte, and other areas around the country. My girl just started watching you guys, so I'm trying to bring her out. Cool. What city are you in, Reginald? You in Atlanta? I'm just checking. Let me see, because I like meeting people. Oh, well, I do. Might have, we can meet up. Hey, I met with Al. If I can meet up with Alton, which I was kind of disappointed. I put out there, let's meet up. And Alton is the one who first meets up with me. Really? Really? That's how y'all gonna do me? But it's all right. Shay over there looking at me like I'm crazy, but it's all right. I'm having a good time. She went to the movies with her daughter today. They didn't want me to go with them. They want to have mother-daughter time. It's all right. I don't care.
Her daughter?
Hmm? No, when y'all went out without me, she became your daughter at that moment. She ain't our daughter when she don't want me to go. Anyway, But okay, so Brian said, "Yeah, I want to meet you guys too, but I'm in California still." All right, no, that's cool. What part of California? Because actually, nobody in my family knows this. Nobody knows this, but within the next 12 months, I definitely got to get out to California. But I'll be looking to go to San Diego, LA area. One of my best friends and another one of my good friends, they live in San Diego. And, well, one in San Diego, one in Menifee. So I want to go out there, visit with my folk, spend some time. All right. How far are you from Buckhead? Well, I live on the south side, but I spend, until my store opens, I'm spending most of my time over on North Druid Hill area. Um, Most of the time throughout the day. What's that? Mind Free? Where you at? You in Atlanta too? Victoryville. Yeah, those are area. Okay, I don't know what Victoryville is, but yeah, I'll let people know when I'm going places. When I went to Texas, I let people know I was going to Texas. Met up with some folks. We had a good time. We got kicked out of our mother's church for asking questions. The pastor is a woman. My girl was going every Sunday until I opened her eyes and she questioned her mother first, then the pastor. Yeah, that tends to happen. People, they can't handle that kind of thing. But don't start trying to change the subject. We're gonna stay about money, business, finance, credit. Let's not go. Y'all, I'm gonna teach y'all. We're going to stay on subject. I'm a Renaissance guy. I know a lot of stuff about a lot of stuff. So each video has a subject. Let's stay, because you trying to grab me, Reginald. You're trying to mess me up. Um, Brian is in the middle of nowhere. Yeah. Now we don't worry. We're coming back with some more lives. We're gonna talk about some spiritual stuff as well. So don't get mad at me. But actually, and that might be the next one. We'll talk about something more along that line. No, I definitely know I want to do something about chakra, and people ask me about ancestry stuff, so I'm going to talk about that too coming soon. But don't start talking about it right now. That's just prelude. Now I'm from Chicago. All right, I thought you was in Chicago, but I work for a company that sent me to Buckhead a few months ago. I may come in. Oh, when you come, let me know, because yeah, Buckhead is not far. I mean, it's up the street. For It's part of the metro. It's part of the metro. It's like right down the street from Atlanta. And you can get there in 30, 45 minutes. But since I don't go anywhere during traffic, if I can help it, I get most places in 20 minutes. Um, like our oldest daughter want to go to the movies with me tomorrow. So I make sure it's at a time frame where I'm not in traffic, because I don't do that. If you never invested in anything but want to start, how would you know what would be a good investment? Well, the question is this: do you want to invest in what somebody else is doing, or do you want to invest in what you want to do, that and you're going to do the work? So that's the first question that I would ask. Meaning, um, a person like myself, I own a gourmet popcorn shop. Do you want to invest in what I'm doing and trust me to do right by you, or do you want to sell, or like you want to find a product that you put online and you sell, right? And then so how you want to do it. Do you want to invest in somebody's service, or do you want to invest in a service that you can provide? You know, so your comfort level is what makes the difference. I'm not going to tell you to invest in stocks, because unless you're dealing with $100,000 plus, no. I'm not going to tell you to put money into a 401k, no. Anything like that, no. It's got to be a business, something that has a return on investment. You want to do property, you want to do real estate, you want to do products, you want to do service, you want to invest in somebody else. Those are the kind of questions that you have to establish first. Where are you going to feel comfortable? Because you look at each one of them differently. If you're investing in somebody else's business, you need to know the person. You need to know what kind of person they are. Because really, you're not investing in the business, you're investing in that person, right? Are they honest? Are they upfront? Oh, thank you, Manfred. I appreciate that. Investing too. That was on time right there. I like that. I like that. But yeah, you honestly, what's funny about that is that you are investing in me, because my whole thing is I want to keep providing information for people and keep driving, people to building wealth and building spirituality to establish the entire temple of life. So yeah, you are investing in me. I hear a lot of wealthy people talk about how poor people always try to save rather than invest, and I definitely need another source of income. And that's what actually that's what I led off on. on this second rendition of this video is the fact that in the in-between time, I put do rich people invest in 401k? And every article that came up said heck no. Rich people invest in something that builds wealth, in something that generates revenue. They do not invest in saving plans or savings at all. They don't do 401ks. 401k is something just to keep middle class people from being too poor. When they retire, you're gonna be poor when you retire with a 401k, but not being too poor. The average American has less than $18,000 in their 401k right now. The average for all ages has less than 18,000 in their 401k. So rich people don't do that. All the rich people that I've ever known, all the rich people that I have ever come in contact with, none of them invested their money into any kind of stock or something like that until they had like 200, until they were like a sophisticated investor, which means that you have $250,000 liquid that you can invest, right? None of them did that until they had that kind of money. But I see people who will say, "Oh, I bought some Microsoft shares." How many did you buy? "Oh, I bought 5." 5 Microsoft shares ain't gonna do nothing for you. It's different if you say I bought 5 million, but 5 ain't gonna do nothing for you. Can't do that with 5 shares or something. So what we had, that mindset we have to, you need to invest in something that's going to generate income. I was just, I had to get keys yesterday for the new shop, right? So them little key kiosks that was in Walmart. We went up there. I think, how much did I spend? I bought another key. So I spent like $12 on some keys yesterday because I had to get a bunch of keys. Made like $12. I spent $12 on that. Somebody probably made a profit margin on that. Out of the $12 I spent, they probably putting seven of that in their pocket, right? And it's a kiosk. They're not there. They're never there. It just runs by itself. You put it in, the stuff automated. So somebody put that in Walmart or convinced Walmart to have that in there. I don't know if Walmart owns them right now, but I remember when that was something being offered as an investment to people, and it may still be. But something like that is not a horrible investment. You just have to buy the machine, get the license, know where you're gonna get your material supplies, and then find you a location. Find locations that have good and high traffic, high foot traffic, and put the machine in there. Keep paying whatever you got to pay the people to have it, right? You know, those are in Walmarts and stuff, but we have Quick Trip and Racetrack down here in Atlanta. I would put one of them dang on key things at a racetrack or a Quick Trip. Think differently. Where all you need to know is where are people, where the people at. There's a gas station on the south side that I went to. They got a Bitcoin machine in there on the south side. I was tripping on that one. They doing the Bitcoin. You think you see that in some other areas, but no. And there were people up there buying Bitcoin out that dang on Bitcoin vending machine. So you can and I just thought about that right now. But as far as the key thing, I would put that in a Quick Trip or a Racetrack if you can convince them to allow you to put one in there, or any kind of gas station that gets a lot of traffic. Any place where there's a lot of traffic, you can take your first investment. I don't know how much those machines cost. Maybe 5,000, maybe 10,000. Get it and set it up. Let it make you money. Especially, you got to be able to look at it this way. If it costs you $10,000 to set it up, right? You know what your profit margins are. And you got to know what the traffic that's coming through there. You got to be able to figure out through a business plan, through research, can this thing in 5 years, can I put my money back in my pocket? Everything that I invested in. If I invested 10,000 and I know that over, when I take out supplies and all that kind of stuff and rent, 5 years, everything is paid for. I make my money back. Now everything it makes is really, truly profit, right? Beyond the rent and supplies. If it can do that, I'd do it. I would do it. Actually, something like that, I would probably not even say 5 years. I would say that it has to be able to do it in 3 years. In 3 years, I need to make all my money back and be completely profitable, right? And then I would look, if I can't, if that works, then I would look for doing 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of them. And if you got 10 of them sitting around in your city, and the only servicing you have to do is go and put it in there, I would keep doing it. Vending machines are a little bit trickier. Um, so let me tell you about vending machines. So if there was a vending machine. There's a guy in Atlanta. He owns a gourmet popcorn shop. So we talk a lot, right? Um, Mostly it's me telling him how to do his stuff better. Just being arrogant right there. But anyway, so I like messing with Ira. Ira's funny. But Ira has a vending machine. He has a vending company. That's what he was doing first. Was vending before he got into gourmet popcorn, and he was doing great. And then the Obamas got in office, and Michelle wanted to make all the schools have healthier vending products. And since all of his vending machines are in schools, he had to put healthier stuff in there. When I tell you, Ira been suffering for 8 years. For 8 years, he was suffering. Ira was suffering for 8 years. He's still suffering a little bit. Even though they've relaxed a little bit, they're still kind of stuck on that. Vending is good. I would never do schools. I would go straight corporate. You can get them in corporate locations where you got adults who can buy all the junk because people want junk. I wouldn't do schools. But if you can get them in there, they're good. It's cutthroat though, because somebody will come in there behind and say, well, how much are they paying you? They paying you 20, I'll pay you 27%. They paying you 30%, I'll pay you 33%. So I would try to secure my contracts as best as I possibly can for as long as I can so that nobody comes in and undercut you. But most property managers, they don't care. The only thing you have to deal with is when property management changes, they'll honor the contract. But when the contract is over, if they have their friend, their person they've been working with, they'll try to sweep you out and bring the other person in. So you got to constantly be looking at new locations and growing that on the vending machine. But the key kiosks and other things like that, I have never seen a key kiosk in a mall either. That wouldn't be a bad idea. Brian, just wondering how you got into your business. Heard you mention you in the military. I was in the military as well. I was in the Marine Corps, buddy. Uh, is there anything for vets? Actually, for vets, I should be more up to date on my veteran benefits. I'm not. But what I do know is that there are tons of business loans for vets that you can go get, and there's a bunch of preferences for vets as well. I know that if you're in the city of Atlanta, that Atlanta has a lot of opportunities for vets as far as funding and things like that. So I will look into that. I got started into mine is I was doing research. I wanted to get involved in a brick and mortar business that provided a product that I can stand up and build, and that there was I was looking for an industry that didn't have a whole lot of people in it. It didn't have a lot of people, but there was no national player. Nobody's dominating the nation, right? And so it left me room to brand something like if I truly was doing a food that I really love at the time before I went to this 90% vegetarian deal, I would have done a hamburger and French fries joint. I would have, but that's harder to build, harder to brand, harder to become national. So I was like, nope, I want something that's I can go in there, and if I grow fast and grow big, I can take over. That in the next 10 years, that I can put a 10, 15-year plan together. So that's what got me into this one. And then I just found the money. Oh, you thought that I was speaking of before because you was talking about that before? Yeah, I mean, I was talking about vending, but the keys, see, the thing about keys is people are always going to need keys. They will always need keys. And don't worry about it, ain't no faults. But people are always going to need keys, man. And one of the things I was talking about in the other video before it got messed up is that some things aren't sexy. Like some things aren't the sexy thing to sell. Like, like if I wanted something sexy that I actually love, I would open up a motorcycle dealership, right? That'd be cool. Like, oh, what do you do for that? Oh, yeah, I own an Indian, Harley, and a Suzuki shop, a motorcycle dealership, or I sell these brands because I like bikes, right? Love bikes. I ride a bike year round. I don't care what the temperature is. But something like, I saw this video, and the guy showed this toy, this bag that holds children's toys in the shower in the tub. So it's like a toy holder that you can get wet, and it look like a little hippopotamus and all that kind of stuff. It ain't sexy, but mothers will buy it, and mothers are always having more children, and children are always going to be born. So it's something that people buy. People lose keys all the time. People change locks. They need keys all the time. So, something that people always need. A business catering to women will probably be profitable. Exactly. Women make 80% of purchases are made by women all the time. And even some of the purchases that are made by men, they were told to make it by a woman. So women make all the so when I first got out of Marine Corps, I wanted to learn how to sell better. So I went to this car dealership that was supposed to have the best sales program in there. The first thing they told us is that every vehicle that you sell, you're selling it to a woman. Whether it's selling it to the woman who is present, or even if it's a single dude standing there, that dude is buying a car that he can get a woman. So you always selling to a woman, no matter what. And I have taken that when I became sales manager for New Horizons Computer Learning Center. I used that. That was my mindset, in everything. And I'm always thinking that way. Even when I sell popcorn, everything is set up and generated to sell to a woman. If you walk to my shop or to where I'm located, everything is basically I'm selling to women, right? I really, you dudes, sorry, you'll be all right. But that's the process. Is to sell to women. So yeah, so you're right. Any product. Now women are always being, ran down for products, and there's always something being thrown at women. So there's some swerves you can do. I'm gonna tell you a swerve that we did. So I told you guys earlier that one of the companies I'm involved with is Shay started My Naturally Pure, right? So the first marketing wasn't towards women. It was actually towards guys. We promoted the male line of My Naturally Pure first, right? And we still mainly promote the male line. And you know what? Women got mad. Well, why? Where's ours? Where's our line? Where's our stuff? We didn't even have a female line first. We was like, nah, well, we're focusing on dudes first. And women start asking. So then we created the female line. What that allowed us to do is to say that we got interest. If we had came out for women first because it's such a crowded field, if we came out for women, they'd have been like, oh, it's just another thing that everybody always marketing to us. But because we ignored them, and you guys know this one, the prettiest girl in the room, you ignore her and talk to the ones who aren't as pretty. The one who's the prettiest, all of a sudden she start wondering about you and start inquiring herself, and you wind up getting that one anyway. Same kind of situation. Ignored them, promote it to guys, and then next thing you know, they start running towards us. So there are different ways to get it. But that was a marketing thing based on the industry. Most industries don't do that. Don't do that at all. Right. But yeah, but I like those things. And today, if let's say you want to target teenagers or even entrepreneurs and things like that, my phone is sitting up here on a tripod. There's so many people who are shooting videos and taking pictures, and they just doing it because they just want to do it. You sell, it's not sexy. There's a bunch of people out there, but if you can market yours, you go out there and find out how you can sell products that people can shoot video and hold their phone holders, or they can take the little pictures. Don't be late trying to say, oh, let me go get them little stick things now. But there's like a waist one that you put around your waist and it has a little stick on it. Or there's this one that I seen where you hold it like that and it stabilizes this big old thing. That came out about, I don't know. I didn't notice it until about 6 months ago. So to go out there and be innovative and find what's new, what's getting ready to come, what's coming out, what's interesting, and be one of the first people to sell it. That there are different ways to get out there. If you have a merchandise mark or America's mark like we have in Atlanta, then you can get your license to get in there. You go in there, you just find products, man, that you can sell, and invest. Sorry, contact moving. And just invest in that. But the main thing, Reginald, what you want to do, sir, is figure out what type of investment you want to get involved in. You don't need an Asian to get in contact with the weave now, man. That stuff is, dude. Go. You can go online, search, and find that stuff yourself. Anything. I bet you I can find this. I mean, this was given to me. I can find this in China. I can go to Alibaba and find it. Somebody gonna sell it to me, and then just contact them. You just gotta be like, okay, find out what their lowest order. Now, as far as weave, it's a crowded field. It's a crowded field, but you just got to make yourself stand out. But I was just remarking about um, a wig shop. I wouldn't mind selling a wig shop, setting up a wig shop where you customize wigs for women, but I would sell other products as well. But a customized wig shop would be interesting to me because you don't see many of them. The packages have the contact info. What packages? I'm not sure I understand what you mean. By the packages have the contact info. Hey Kurt, heard you and Kevin on YouTube. I'm a Patreon subscriber. Thank you for all that you do. Oh, I appreciate that. Go ahead. Thank you, Miss Ray. Oh, the packages have, yeah. Oh, I see what she's saying. Aisha's saying that the packages have the contact information for the weave, so you can find out who the supplier is right there, and then contact them yourself. You just have to be able to buy them whatever their bulk. They have a minimum requirement order. You buy the minimum, but you need to be able to sell it. Don't just buy a product and you can't move it. So you got to move it, and don't be one of those people who, oh, I put it out. I posted it one time. I posted it last week. I posted it once and ain't nobody buying it. No, man. It's every day. 3, 4, 5 times a day. And then write a blog about it, write comments about it. Just you gotta be you just gotta be in their face and get their attention over and over and over and over and over again. Um, I think one day I'm gonna do a live and I'm gonna go through my plan called Crystal Clear Marketing. And that's one of the things is like after you find out where their attention is, then you just gotta go in and just post. It ain't gotta be perfect. It doesn't have to be the best light, but just get started. And as you do it, you will get better. You'll get better and better and better at doing it. And then you'll start seeing the evidence of your hard work. But you just gotta get started and keep doing it. And you gotta find other avenues to get people's attention and let them know that this is what I got. This is like the guy I told you. Everybody can go and buy toilet paper and paper towel, but that dude, he posts every day, 3, 4, 5 times a day about the fact that he got 48 rolls, right? And tell you what side of town he is and what town side he coming to, and he's always posting, and that dude makes his living just selling toilet paper, paper towel, and detergent. That's it. And you can do it. You can do the same thing, and you can go big items. Like there's a mattress warehouse here where you can buy mattresses on the wholesale, and you might say, hey, I'm gonna sell mattresses. All I need to sell is 5 mattresses a month, 10 mattresses a month. I ain't gotta sell 100, 5 or 10. If my profit margin is high enough, that's all you may need to sell. Everybody want to sleep on something. People have they won't have rails, which are cheaper, but they'll have some mattresses. So everybody gonna sleep on something. So actually, pillows. I would look into pillows. Right? I would look into pillows. I'm getting the finger like, yeah, that's a good one. See? Shay agrees.
Because I saw a posting on Facebook.
You can say it louder. They can hear you.
No.
She said she saw a posting on Facebook about some pillows. For
Pillows.
pillows. And think about it, pillows will be easy for you to you got a room, a closet you can put them in, a box or something. That's not something that takes a lot of space up. So you can actually buy those in bulk. There's a place in Atlanta where you can get socks on wholesale. And I told you guys earlier about the guy who does designer socks, and he ships them all over the country. I mean, all over the world, actually. But yeah, I mean, you can sell pillows. Everybody's gonna buy a pillow. I knew a guy doing that with washers and dryers on Craigslist. He's making a killing. Yeah. I mean, and not just I see people who go around to garage sales, buy things for like $10, and then turn around and flip it for 50. Or what's the thing? It's the show. Even a show about it. It's called like flea market flips and things like that. That's real stuff. That's real stuff. I took this challenge last year. This guy Gary V. He did a $20,117 challenge, something, $175 challenge, something like that. It was based on 2017. $20,170 challenge, and the goal was to go out and flip stuff and make that much money, right? I was doing it at the beginning of the year. But then I started working on some other stuff. But I didn't keep track of everything. I didn't quite make 20,000 in flips, but I did about $12,000 in flips. You know, just flipping stuff that I found and sold, right? And some of the things were high dollar items. Like I sold one thing for $3,600. I sold another thing for $1,200. And some of those things were that, hey, here's a commercial freezer and I'm gonna sell it. And I sold it because commercial people need stuff like that. Um, you can find all kind of stuff that you can flip. You know, I should do that. I should figure out a challenge, a flipping challenge for people, and we work on that. We work on that because people will buy stuff. They'll buy stuff over and over again. Shay wants me to sell my comic book collection because she's seen that some of my books are worth about $15,000-$20,000. Oh, that's me. Yeah, but she saw some of my books were worth some money. I'm not doing that. A flipping app. Yeah, I mean, there's some of those flipping apps out there that you can go on and you can sell stuff. I mean, I'm just saying, guys, there's a way that you can make money. And the thing about it, you can take this money and keep flipping it, and keep making more and more money and create income for yourself, right? The ones who make income for themselves are the ones who are out there doing it on a daily basis. And then when you say that, oh, I got a $1,200 credit card, it's $200 over the limit, look around your house. I guarantee there's $1,200 worth of stuff you can sell. I know you say you can swallow your pride and just pay it off. I'm pretty sure there's $1,200 worth of stuff in your house you can probably sell. If it ain't $1,200, it's five. It's $500 at least. It's at least the $200 to get that overage down. But you can. There's stuff. I'm looking around right now. I see stuff that I can sell in here. I might get punched in the face for selling it, but I see it. But there are things, you got something, and you'll be surprised with some of the clothes. You know, one of the biggest items that's sold on eBay is blue jeans. And I'm not talking about new blue jeans, I'm talking about used blue jeans. People are buying other folks' blue jeans on eBay. I thought that was crazy. And one of the big, and eBay and Amazon as well, right? It's crazy to me. I'm just gonna drop the cable. I don't need it. I don't even watch TV. Oh, I don't either. I use my phone. The few shows that I do actually watch, I watch them on my phone. I don't need cable. All I need is internet. That internet is all I need. But no, dude, there's stuff in your house you can sell. Don't make me come to your house and do inventory. I come to your house and do inventory. Woo! Your cable bill is $125 a month. What you got on that thing? Yeah, dude, for real? $125 a month. That means in 2 months you can pay that $200 down and be actually less than 100% because that's $250. So, man, get rid of that cable. Man, see that? That's why on one of my videos I said that I can go into anybody's life and find at least $200 a month that they can save. It's there. The Make America Great Again hat sold like crazy on eBay. You know what? And you know what I should have done? I should have made me some Make America Great Again hats and sold them. I should have. Hold on. I should have got me some red hats, Make America Great Again, and sell them. Just don't let them see my black face. Then everybody, we don't want to buy one from him, but I sure should have. And you know what? You could probably still sell some. And you know what? You could probably, I guarantee if you made some hats, talking about Trump in 2020, you probably can do that too. Okay, something like, if I'm not mistaken, that's because he also lives in Southern California. Prices are high. Who lives? Put it in the video. Put the video of you selling his stuff. Oh. I should. I should go to Reginald's house, get all his stuff and sell it. And then put it on here that I sold Reggie's stuff. And I'm only giving him a 35% cut of selling his stuff. Yeah, we were. I sold these bracelets because Black Panther came out. See, they got like little. Wait a minute, let me flip it so you can see it. Cause I'm moving around. Cause they got the little panther head, so I got the Black Panther, the Dora Milaje, the Killmonger, goat, and then I got chakras for myself. But it's cause Black Panther came out. People buy them, right? Infinity War came out. People still ordering, right? Now, if you know something is coming, go ahead and get yourself ready. Reginald, you in Atlanta. You know the Super Bowl's coming. Get yourself ready. You need some t-shirts, get some hats, something. We don't know what team's going to be in there, but get ready. You know it's going to be tons of street vending opportunities. Get ready. Something's coming. There's always some opportunity. It's just right in front of you. We just have to open our eyes and see it. And like where and see, I would take a hat if I want to sell it to black people. I'll get I got the red hat, and I might put "When was America great?" Can't make something great again when it was never great for me in the beginning. Oh yes, these are for sale. Go to CoachRenz.com. Go to the store, and then click on jewelry, and you'll see these all there. Um, and you can order them. You order them. I ship them out the next day. And if you're in South Carolina, I'm guessing you're in South Carolina, you'll get it like real quick. All right, we got 9 minutes, guys. Then I'm shutting y'all off. I try to keep these at no more than 2 hours. Plus, I'm getting dirty looks. But um, all I have worth money are my chihuahuas. Is that what you're saying? A dog? Hey, breed them. Oh, you're in Virginia? Still get them in about 2 days in Virginia. Where you Hampton Roads? Making now. See, Reggie, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Make America great again with the picture of Black Wall Street. And man, that actually, you know what? You can go with a black shirt with a white outline symbol of the Black Wall Street in Tulsa, and then have a round top, make America great again. You can either put Black Wall Street or Tulsa underneath, and you make one. Okay, I'm gonna tell you how to do this. We ain't worried about Trump. Make one shirt. Go to somebody local that you can go to. Make one shirt, and then put that shirt out there and tell people that find out how long it takes your person to make a shirt and turn it around, and tell them that you put your shirt out there and say that it's a 10-day shipping date. 10-day shipping from the date of purchase, 5 days or 7 days, depending upon who's supplying your shirt. Make sure you get a good deal. Let them know, hey, dude, I need the one shirt as a demo, but I'm gonna go out there and sell them. But I need you to give me the wholesale rate. For if I'm selling 10 or 20 a month. Don't charge me like for one individual shirt every time I make it. But go ahead and give me the wholesale because I'm gonna push this real hard. Right? And every day you posting it and you posting articles and you talking about it and you talking about black enterprise and building stuff and you showing that shirt. Put this. I don't know what body you got. If you kept your military body, put the shirt on you, let people see it, and then just keep on selling it. And you can sell it as it's made. I mean, you can make them as they're sold, but just keep pushing it every day, 3, 4, 5 times a day. People look at their Facebook in the morning, at lunchtime, as soon as they get off work, and right around like 7, 8 o'clock at night. All right. And some people then look at it again before they go to bed. So you got opportunities to post. But that's a good shirt. And I'm telling you right now, there are people who are listening to this right now who are saying, if he don't do it, I'm going to do it. There's other people listening saying, I don't care if he do it or not. I'm still going to do it. And then there's people going to listen to this tomorrow and the day after and so on and so forth. And they're going to say, damn, that idea right at 1 hour and 54 minutes, that was a good idea. I'm finna go do it. Because it's about who get there first. It's about who get there first. They did with Colin Kaepernick and then they turned it into something else. Yep. You about to patent it right? You can't patent that. That's the problem with that one. You are not going to be able to patent that. That's why I'm saying you got to go first and go hard, right? Go hard. Because you ain't gonna be able to. You can't patent Black Wall Street. You can't patent Tulsa, right? Yeah, and all somebody got to do is do a different font on the wording, and so that'd be a waste of your money. I wouldn't do that. But what you do is go out and you go hard, right? And when you go out and you go hard, you are creating an audience that's paying attention to you, right? And now that audience is paying attention to you, so they're waiting on the next thing that you come out with, right? Look at how many women are running around talking about black girl magic. I don't know who was the first person said black girl magic, but now you got 50 million people talking about black girl magic. But whoever did it first, they made the bulk of the money, and whatever they come out with next, you know, they're gonna keep going. How do you patent your idea to make sure that it's not stolen? Well, it depends on what you got. Some things are patent, some things are copyrights. But if you patent, mean you invented something. Now, a patent basically works like this. It has to be something brand new. Like I invented a golf tool, a golf training tool, but I used two existing things, and I just combined them. But because I took two existing things, I can't patent that. But if it's brand new and different, then you just submit your package. There's a package you can download from the U.S. Patent Office. You download the package. You can do your own patent research, which means you got to look up and make sure that there's nothing within that you're at least 10% removed from anything that's similar to yours. Look up all those things. Make sure that you don't have anything similar, and then you submit your package, and back they're either gonna give you and you have the different types you're applying for: a utility package, an IP package, different kind of patents you're applying for, and it may take you 3 6 months before you get your patent. When you get it, it's worth 10 years, and every 10 years you can renew it. If you don't renew it, then somebody can take it and they can run with it. But it'll cost if you have a lawyer do it, it's gonna cost you about $1,200 to $2,000. If you do it yourself, it costs you about $200 to $300. But the biggest thing is doing your patent research. No, you get sued for using black wash? Some things you have to make, like, you can look up first, do a Google search and say free images Black Wall Street, free images Tulsa, things like that. You can look up that, or you can just and most of those images are in the public domain. You can type in public free uh, Black Wall Street public domain image or pictures. Anything in the public domain is free. You can use. There are people, like, you'll see people making money off somebody's speech because their speech is now in the public domain. Um, I can take, there are certain books that I can just sell, or just it's in the public domain and I don't have to pay anybody anything. It's just in the public domain. So if it's, you find you some public domain pictures of Black Wall Street, you're good. You're good to go. And nobody can sue you for that. You're welcome. You're welcome. Yeah, but nobody sue you for that. They can't, because it's public. It's free information. hmm But that's a good T-shirt. That's a good T-shirt. You best, boy, I'm telling you, you better get on it. That's why I was telling this one guy a couple years back. He had the T-shirt printing stuff, and he was a young guy. He was into all the little young stuff. He was in his 20s. And I was like, man, this is before Beyonce had that song "I Woke Up Like This," and that song came out. And I said, dude, print out a bunch of shirts that say "I woke up like this." Right? Do something with an arrow pointing up. Just "I woke up like this." Just print pink T-shirt, white. Just print some shirts, and you can sell them. He didn't do it. Another guy I know, he owned a print shop, and I was over there, and me and him was just talking, and I was telling him, I said, yeah, I had a little rat child I was trying to mentor. He didn't want to listen, and I told him to do it, but he didn't do it. So that guy, he did it. Sold them shirts like they were going out of style. So now he'll list whatever new song is coming out, new catchphrase. He'll print shirts up with it all the time, and people just buy it. People just buy it. So if you see somebody walking around the east side of Atlanta with a shirt that has some new phrase on it, whatever the newest thing, he probably is doing it. He printed a ton of those Black Girl Magic shirts, and was making money off of it. So you just got to have your eyes wide open, and don't think that something, oh, somebody else is doing it or somebody else going to do it, it's going to be too hard. If you already put that doubt in it, then you're going to fail. You already failed. You already set yourself up for failure. So if you're going to go into it with doubt, then just don't do it. All right, because you will mess it up. Your best bet then is to find somebody who is willing to do it, willing to do the work, and excited about it, and you just say, hey, I want to put $1,000 towards your investment, towards that. If it's something as simple as printing a shirt, I got $1,000, and since I'm investing, I want first, my first money in, I want first money out. or however you do your breakdown, your deal, your contract, get your contract signed, and that person goes out, they sell it, and they pay you back your investment. And then after your investment's paid off, then maybe you do it where then y'all have a split, maybe like a 70-30 split where you get 30, they get 70 since they're doing the work, but you get your first money back. That way, so if you're saying that, hey, the first 100 shirts sold, if it costs you $5 to sell to make the shirts, you sell the shirts for like 17. You might say, I need $10 for the first 100 shirts. Then I get, for the first 100 shirts, and then after that I get $3 a shirt. That way you get your 1,000 back, and then you're making $3 a shirt. You get your first, why it's when it go out hot, you make your investment back, and now you're making your $3 shirt, and you just can keep, and then you can keep flipping that money over and over again, you know, and and then you can have it. I would actually have a contract where I'm going to get $3 a shirt now for every shirt that's ever created with this company. Where we're going to have this company, we're going to get $3 for every shirt that's always created. I'm going to be throwing you ideas. You're going to have ideas. We're going to work together on this thing. So you could do some deal like that. Oh, appreciate that, Reese. Appreciate that. All right, it is 2 hours and 1 minute. Now we keeping this 2 hours. Last one, y'all got me 2:09 or 2 minutes and 2 hours 6 minutes. So we're going to call this an evening because I got to ship some popcorn tomorrow morning and that sort of thing. So I appreciate you guys. Hey, I appreciate the super chats there. I appreciate that. That was funny. The comment that went with it. I like that one. Y'all have a great evening. I have no idea at all what we're going to talk about on the next live broadcast, but it won't be this. It'll be something different because I like to talk about different stuff. I don't know. Probably something spiritual. You know what I mean? Or, all right. So enjoyed it, guys. Enjoyed it. Y'all have a great evening. Great evening. I look forward to our next one. Remember, you have to free yourself to be yourself. Why? Because your greatness is non-negotiable. Good night.